All right, welcome back, Harris Nation. I feel like it's been such a long time since we spoke. And since then, I have some really, really good news. It seems like we're gaining a lot of popularity with these weekly wellness videos that we actually have our first corporate sponsor. Yeah, believe it or not, we are officially sponsored now by Duder Boots. Duder Boots is the official boot of the National Women's Basketball Coaches Association. Also, the Women's International Coaches Who Kick, Entertain, and Dance, also known as Wicked. Yeah, these Duder boots are pretty amazing. They come in a variety of styles and bedazzled jewels, lots of different colors. But the best part about it is the patented non-marking outsole that allows coaches to stomp without the worry of having their athletic director yell at them for scuffing up the hardwood. All right, it's just in time for basketball season. Get yourself a pair at Amazon, also available at Joe's Discount Army Surplus. All right, so we want to thank our sponsor, Duder Boots. Go out and get you a pair. All right, so thank you very much. We're moving up the pyramid here. This is the credit to Eric Helms and his nutritional priorities pyramid. Remember, we talked originally about like if the first important thing, really, if we're talking about weight gain or weight loss, it's going to be total calories, right? Next up is going to be your macronutrient profile. That's going to kind of determine what is lost or gained, right? Determining your body composition. But today, what we're going to look at is micronutrients and fiber. So micronutrients and fiber, and we're also going to include water in that. So like what makes a nutrient, or why do we call it micronutrients? We call them micro, simply because we typically take them in smaller amounts. When we were talking about the macros down here, we were talking about protein, fats, and carbohydrates that we take in the grams, right? Micronutrients we usually take at like milligrams or nanograms, like really, really small amounts. And the other reason why we call them micronutrients is because that they do not have an energy source attached to it that we use. Now, don't get me wrong, you need these in order for your body to, function. Like every single metabolic action in your body requires some sort of nutrient, and of course, water to go along with it. But there are no calories associated with vitamins, minerals, and water. All right. So here's a basic one. Don't worry, there's not going to be like a test on this. But this is a really good image. If I could just get your attention up at the top here, this is basically the neuromuscular junction, right? This is where the neuron or the nerve interacts with the muscle. Okay, so this is basically like skeletal muscle. Like, how do you get your skeletal muscle to move? Well, your nerve sends a signal, right, down the nerve, and it interacts with the muscle here at the neuromuscular junction. And if you actually look close, you can see elements. You see this Na plus, all right, and the K plus. These are minerals, sodium, right? This is potassium. You even see something called choline over here. So these are the minerals that your body needs just for your muscles to actually contract and move. And there's other minerals and stuff inside the muscle itself, right? So this is basically what happens all the time. Like just me moving my lips right now requires the minerals to be interacting from the neurons themselves with the muscle, and it happens all the time, right? You could even see calcium up here. So calcium channels, sodium channels, potassium, all these different things. Now, it's not necessarily going to cause it to move. Like it's not the energy source behind it, but if these weren't here, these wouldn't happen, right? And so if you see a lot of these energy drinks or drinks that have electrolytes in it, basically what it's providing your body is those neurotransmitters, basically those electrical conductors for your body to move and to move properly, right? If you actually are depleted in sodium, calcium, potassium, your body muscles will not contract properly, right? And so that's why you end up getting fatigued, you don't perform as well, you seem sluggish, and so it's not necessarily an energy feature, but what it is it doesn't allow for the interaction between the nerves and the muscles to take place. All right. I encourage you to visit this website. I'll have it at the end there. It's actually sponsored by Pfizer, which I thought was interesting because Pfizer is trying to get you to like not eat a balanced diet and is trying to get you to like buy their drugs, buy their medicine. But they have a really good description of the key vitamins and minerals, like what they do, like their function, their natural source, and also some symptoms of when you don't have enough, right? So let's just take a look at vitamin A. So the primarily function of vitamin A is to help with vision, your skin, and reproduction. Source would be carrots, sweet potatoes, salmon, and dairy. And then when you don't have enough, you actually can suffer from a certain amount of night blindness, right? So that would be like one of those early symptoms and be like, man, I'm having a hard time seeing, right? That could be something, of course, you need to be diagnosed by a doctor and they can maybe prescribe you like a multivitamin or whatever. But before you go off and like start buying multivitamins, like we should really check our diet. If you really want to like take a look, just do some Google images, right? Of what, good vitamins and minerals, like where are they? They're actually in most of your fruits, your dark green vegetables, your dark red vegetables, basically like your really good fruits, vegetables, your meats. There's some in dairy, nuts, shellfish. It's if you're eating a well-rounded diet, then we really shouldn't be having a discussion about micronutrient deficiencies. Now, for those of you that insist on taking a multivitamin, I would recommend not to, just because there's nothing more bioavailable, meaning like there's nothing more favored by your body than real food. And that's why if you've ever taken a multivitamin, you kind of notice like almost immediately, like your urine's like this bright yellow, almost like bright green, like you were hanging out in Bruce Banner's laboratory and you got some exposure to some gamma radiation. And next thing you know, you're really just kind of flushing a lot of that stuff out, mainly because it's not from food. Your body doesn't really know how to take and absorb all that in. So you can take a multivitamin. Of course, if your doctor prescribes that you take one or recommends that you take maybe even something that's a little bit more, precise to your needs. Let's say you're anemic, you need to take extra iron. Of course, you're going to do that, right? But you would also want to make sure, are you getting enough dark leafy greens? Are you getting enough meat in your diet? Those are natural sources of iron that you could just be supplementing with real food, and it's good for you already. And it's going to be more bioavailable. So don't just think that, I could eat whatever I want, even though it's not well balanced, and I could take a multivitamin. Your body's not going to get, that necessary, those great nutrients that it's going to receive. Just a quick note about water. We already talked about hydration earlier in a previous video, so I'm not going to like revisit that, but I thought this chart was very handy. Daily water intake just based strictly on weight. All right. So you have pounds or kilograms, right? Then it talks about ounces and how many, or liters, I guess you could say, in water. This doesn't necessarily take into account activity level, right? So if you're a quite active person, right, you want to probably intake or have like more water than just what this recommends. So like a person like me is probably going to need about 120, 130 ounces of water, which is pretty much a gallon. That's kind of been like my goal. Now, when I'm really strenuous or if it's really hot out and it's super humid and the heat index is way up there, you're going to need to, or I'm going to need to, everybody's going to need to drink more water than what's listed here. But this is a really cool table. Juicingforhealth.com has this out here. I thought it would be really helpful. All right. And also just the last thing I'm going to mention, don't forget about Movember, or No Shave November. This is one of the best mustaches of all time. Sam Elliott, I believe his mustache has its own agent. It's so popular. There's a picture floating around the internet of Sam Elliott without a mustache. He's practically unrecognizable. Plus, he kind of looks like a dirty politician or something. But this is the Sam Elliott that we know. This is the Sam Elliott that we love. Even if you can't grow something as magnificent as this, we recommend that you kind of get out there and promote men's health awareness this coming up month. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to visit Duder Boots, and we appreciate all your support. Thank you, and have a great day.